Wow, the big balloon parade is here for February. After a month's hiatus, the parade is back. Very soon, it'll be transformed into an all-new version of the parade. What will it be like? You'll just have to see. Well, let's begin. And so in this month's Big Balloon Parade, we got 14 giant balloons, lots of novelties and a boatload of fun. And in fact, how about we start our Big Balloon Parade off with a quadruple amount of novelty-sized balloons based on characters from the play Once Upon a Mattress. They're all furnished by Polo Jack 77, and they're here for their second consecutive year, feeding on the golden stars. Hey, look at this! It's our Mr. Robot float. And for the first time ever, there's no, people riding it. Always following on that is our novelty pumpkins. And the first of our 5 new giant character balloons, well, Snoopy's here again. With this brand new design, ready to celebrate 2018. He's got a baldy horn, a red collar, and a giant party hat, furnished by United Features Syndicate and DHX Media. Snoopy is one of our most popular characters in the parade. And he's our first character in the parade ever to have a 3D section, which is that giant horn that he's blowing. And following on our Snoopy balloon is our Peanuts float, featuring Charlie Brown, Lucy and Snoopy, now with Woodstock on the top. Oh my! We're starting off the parade with, let's say, criminals on this giant plane that the ATOM Adventures characters would use. And it keeps falling down. Oopsie! And now, here comes our next character balloon. A parade favourite, and that is Big Bird, furnished by Sesame Workshop, the non-profit educational organisation behind Sesame Street. So Big Bird's wearing a giant sweater with a giant scarf on. And of course he is bigger than his incarnation on Sesame Street. But why would you be surprised? He's a giant balloon. Since it's the Sesame Street, and since this is a parody of Sesame Street, we have our clone float, which always follows Big Bird every time. Now, coming in from the world of Disney comes our Mickey, Minnie and Donald Balloonicles, here to celebrate, well, Mickey Mouse. It's his 90th birthday. They're all furnished by Disney, of course. Oops. Watch out, Donald. And, of course, we like them just the way they are. Now, here comes Pepperoni. He's on this small float, and he's missing his skateboard today. He doesn't know where it is. But here is a character who is always really lazy and is pretty much fat. It's Garfield, which by Paws Incorporated. Garfield has always been our favourite in our parade. Well, ever since the first Big Balloon Parade. He had a little hiatus, but he's now back on track. Being even more sarcastic and fat than ever before. And he's laid off on all that other dinners. He just wants that lasagna. And look at the size of Pookie, about the size of 700 teddy bears. Well, here's the parade so far, a little bit while back. As one of our newbies is going to arrive, but since he won't be appearing for a little while in our parade, so we'll take a look at what's going on so far. So here's a favourite float. It's a horse without anything included. And then here comes the Big Red Shoe with Captain Jack Sparrow and the policeman on the nickel nor a brick. And a newbie is right here. It's our 6th Ronald McDonald float. Ronald has had the most variations of balloon in our parade ever. Now, since he's here for a 6th design, we'll give a big red shoe to him. And now he's wearing an all new costume. That looks really good to wear. Of course, he's furnished by the McDonald's Corporation. And here comes another favourite float, which is basically formed up with wheels and looks like a skeleton-y robot-y thing, powered by skeletons. And here's our pirate friend, T the pirate. And, yeah, oh, it's a robot! Help! Help! Ugh. Oof. That was close. Artie's fallen down though, but there we go, he's been picked. And here comes another favourite in our parade, the Quick Bunny. Furnished by Nestle. The mascot of Quick's banging his drum. And he's one of our tallest characters ever in our parade. He's really tall. Well, he's quite difficult to fly as well. But at least then, he knows how to bang his drum, and he's the only marching band in the parade, if you call him by that. Now, back to the parade, and, well, light up there's back on. Wires off, but, oh well. Mario and what's-his-face are on this door float, which is normally used in the Christmas section, but this time it isn't. Look at this. Our favourite policemen and firemen are here too. Harold the policeman and Harold the fireman. quite cool, don't they? And there we go, here's our little robot float. With a giant chicken on it? Huh? That's weird. Well, at least its arms move. And whatnot. Some characters don't like being green, but this character doesn't. He loves being green. And that is Kermit the Frog, furnished by the Walt Disney Company. Kermit's been in the parade for a couple of parades now. And this is his second design. And he loves it very much. He's got a large collar, a giant head, and of course, a large body. But you'd all better know that it's not easy being green, but not for him. He loves it. Now, here comes the Simpsons on this awesome float. There they are. But little Maggie's wandered off onto the Robloxian float furnished by Polar Jack 77. Why? We don't know. The float's been bumped. Yikes. Cool. Now, here comes a familiar character who we always like to see furnished by Warner Brothers Consumer Products. Detective Pikachu, based on the new movie of the same name. He's on a case. And in the parade? Why is he in the parade? Well, to be on another case, of course. But his ears are all floppy. So, who knows, he might have just gotten a little bit ill. But at least he's still buzzing with excitement. No pun intended. Continuing on with the parade is a little boat. And who's inside? Well, a red hooded wrestler. And plus, the roof can detach itself, so that means you can see, well, who's inside. And now here comes a bright balloonicle, who's been in our parade for a couple of years now. Mayday 51's a very own mascot, Brian the Bunny Rabbit. Furnished by, of course, Mayday 51. So yeah, Balloonicles, well, they can move on their own, like you saw with Mickey, Minnie and Donald. And they don't need to be held up with straws, like with Underdog up there. And plus, Brian now has a new feature. He can wiggle his ears. Quite a nice feature. Do you think so? I do. And now here comes a gigantic gun. Yaddo! This isn't looking good. Yikes. And in fact, look what just moved onto this side of the parade unit now. Yep, it's a little mini panda bear. Well, you can see right up here. Look who's making his parade debut. Nope, it's not a plane. It's not Superman, even though he's already in the parade. It's Underdog. Furnished by DreamWorks Classics. Underdog, of course, has his great blue cape on the side. And he's flying on the air. He is our very first character balloon. That is actually looking like he's actually flying. Well, he's saving the day, once again, like he always does. A great new addition to our parade. Well, look who's arrived in our parade. Yep, it's our favourite crime-fighting crew. Yep. Before the camera got knocked down, it's the ATOM Adventures cast members. Lewis, Sen, and Chase are all along. Oh, and don't forget Aaron too. There they are. Awesome, aren't they? And they're leading away for another favourite character balloon. Well, here's a dog who is big and red and hugely cuddleable and lovable. Clifford the Big Red Dog, furnished by Scholastic. Clifford's here to promote his new revived TV show that's going to debut this year. It'll be lots of fun, won't it? Clifford and Emily Elizabeth are, well, going to be, well, exploring all sorts of different new worlds here on Birdwell Island. Well, she's walking Clifford again. And so that's a lot of fun. Well, Clifford is afloat. That does have a non-paper card of it. And that is this giant leash Emily Elizabeth pulls. Well, because she is walking her dog after all. On this float, well, the Powerpuff Girls return once again. For, well, lots of fun. And there's all sorts of different machinery. And it's of course furnished by Cartoon Network. And Buzz Lightyear is also on the mini quad bike. Yay! Oops. Now we're on to the last few floats. We have 6 giant balloons left. And by the way, they're awesome. Awesome as they normally are. So Chloe moves out of the way. And then comes the yellow stars. Well, who's living in a whatever that is? Well, it's SpongeBob and Sandy, who they always appear in our parade because, well, yeah, they do. Well, it's none other than SpongeBob SquarePants with a brand new float, furnished by, of course, Nickelodeon. Now, SpongeBob is, well, holding a giant set of balloons, wearing a #1 hat, and, well, it's flying right in mid-air. And the balloon's always a fun companion to the little SpongeBob float. Well, because SpongeBob loves it, of course. And don't forget to watch new episodes of SpongeBob on Nickelodeon. Well, now here comes another, well, you know what, a float, but this time there's no one on it. Seems like whoever was on it just escaped. And then here comes Batman. And the reason why, well, a DC character is following him. Well, it's Superman, furnished by DC. Well, Superman's one of our trickiest characters to fly in the parade. Despite being a superhero, he's not really super whatever. Whoa, whoa, Superman, watch out. Superman is stuck now. He's got his arm caught. Oh, come on, Superman. You could free it. Well, Superman's freed, and luckily enough, he didn't get damaged. But, oh well. He's done for. Now we're on to our final main float before the Christmas section of our parade, even though it's not even Christmas anymore. And that is, well, our Star Wars float. Very long indeed, and there's a headless Han Solo. Wonder when they'll ever give him a head again. Well, here comes a character, well actually two characters, who have been in our parade for a couple of times now, and they're our parade favourites, and that's Rocky, Jace, Bullwinkle J Moose, and Rocky the Flying Squirrel, furnished by DreamWorks Classics, much like with Underdog. Well, Bullwinkle's wearing his sweater, his WU sweater. He's holding his hands together, and Rocky's on the top, making sure, well, everything's okay. They're two characters, well, you'd sure to love. And now here comes our mini tree. It's not really Christmassy, but it's sort of Christmassy. And then we're on to the stars, with Toy Soldier leading the way. And then here comes, well, our market float. Well, say hello and say goodbye. Well, here comes a tall gal, and that is Betty Boop. Boop Boop De Boop, furnished by King Features Syndicate. She's on a crescent moon. Yep, a crescent moon indeed. And this is our 5th flight in the parade. Yep, 5 parades indeed. And will she appear in any more? Well, we'll just have to see. She's still looking boo-doop-be-doop, classy and still new than ever before. And then here comes Percy the Penguin, another favourite of ours. And then here comes 3 different kinds of snowmen. There's Sonny the Snow Pal, our Jelt the Snowman Balloonicle, and, well, the Snow Family. And they're moving along. Well, here they are. Sonny's moved now. And then there's Jelt the Snowman moving on his own. And he fell down. And he can once again rotate like with the other Balloonicles. And then here comes our beloved Snow Family. Oh yeah, we're loving it. Well, we're almost to the very end of the parade, and now here comes a new character balloon. And he's so wobbly that he won't even fall down. That is the Weeble, furnished by Play School and Hasbro. This is a giant Humpty Dumpty-like balloon designed to look like a Weeble. Yep. Well, he's so wobbly, so wiggly, well, the wiggliest balloon you'd ever see. And that's why we love it. Goodbye. Well, if you look over there, there's Yes Virginia and some delicious looking candy canes. Whilst we have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer leading the way with 2 elves. Yep, it's almost coming close, isn't it, guys? Yes, it is. Well, we're on our final main float. Yep, it is, of course, all our friends. Next to a giant tree and they head. And now here comes our final giant character balloon. Santa Goofy, furnished by the Walt Disney Company. Yep, he's tall and he's dressed up as Santa Claus and he's all ready for the not festive season. He's really tall and he's leading the way for the real boy of all. Oh. There we are. I'm narrating it, of course. And there we are. The parade is officially over. I am with James, but James isn't voicing himself because, well, he doesn't have a microphone and I do. Yep, that's the end of the parade. Hope you enjoyed it. And next time in the Big Balloon Parade, it'll be all change. It'll be a completely different kind of Big Balloon Parade. One that you'll never see before. Thank you for watching. The end.